Bring it here. Thank you. What's on? Good afternoon, welcome back to the TR7 Skate YouTube channel. Today we're going to be following on from last week's tutorial with Harry, the Ollie to Fakie. We're going to be doing the opposite trick, which is the Fakie Ollie. But just like the Ollie to Fakie, this is a really fun one to learn and play around with, and you'll probably find that it's easier than you expect. There's only really 3 things you want to be comfortable with before you start trying this one, and they are pumping on a ramp, tail tapping on a ramp, and if you've already tried the Ollie Fakie from last week's tutorial, that's definitely going to make this a lot easier too. So pumping, you want to be able to do that because you need to get a bit of speed up to be able to do this trick. And the tail tap's a really important one because learning to push your tail down into the ramp is the first step towards doing that Fakie Ollie. So make sure you have loads of practice with just those 2 moves, and then it's time to start adding the Ollie into it. The timing of that tail tap is essential for the Fakie Ollie, and that's why it's so important to practice it. And the best time to do it is when you're still on your way up. Before you stop, use the tail tap to make you stop, and then come straight back down. You don't want to put too much weight on that back foot. It's just a nice gentle tap to the ramp. And the more you do that, the easier it's going to be to get that Fakie Ollie down. The foot positioning for this one is going to be really similar to the Ollie Fakie, only instead of being here, you'll probably find it easier if the front foot is a bit further forward, maybe covering those 2 inside bolts. That's kind of the sweet spot for the Fakie Ollie. And the approach for this one, you want to be going completely straight to the ramp. You don't want to be coming up at an angle because that's going to make it a lot harder to land it. So make sure you're always going in a nice straight line. The timing of this trick is essential. If you do it too early, then it's not really going to work. And if you do it too late, then you're going to Ollie from here and land down on the flat and lose all your speed. So the best way to do it is when you're still on your way up. Use that momentum so that you pop and then land higher than you popped, so that you'll come out of the trick with more speed than you went into it. Now you want to think about adding the jump into it. So you're going to come into towards the transition with that foot positioning we talked about, nice and straight, but this time you're going to come in crouch down, so you're ready to do that jump. And then as soon as you start going up the ramp, you want to think about pushing that tail into the ramp as you jump so that the board comes up with you. And the key is to try and get the board to go completely level in the air. So the steeper the transition, the more pointed down you want that nose to be. You don't want to be ollieing, keeping it flat and then landing on the back wheels because you might slip off. Just like when you're doing ollies on the floor, the key is to try and get all 4 wheels to land together. Those are the most solid ollies and the ones that are most likely to feel nice and smooth when you're out of the way. One of the best things about this trick is that you can start as slow and low as you want on the ramp. You can start right down at the bottom and you can slowly add a bit more height and speed as you get more confident. But you will find that the more power you put into your jump and the harder you slap your tail on the ramp, that's really what's going to determine how big your Ollie's going to be. And another really important thing to think about is the higher up the ramp you do it, it's going to be a lot steeper, so you won't need to put in as much effort when you're near the top as you do when you're right down at the bottom. Up here, it can be a really chilled Ollie. As long as you get a good tail slap on the ramp, it should come away quite naturally. With bigger ramps, particularly ones with vert, you'll find that doing it slapping your tail is only going to make you come away from that wall, which isn't what you want, because you're going to land right down at the bottom and lose all your speed. A much more effective way of doing it, as long as you're confident, is bouncing your wheels off the coping. And not even hitting your tail at all, because that coping, especially on vert ramps, should push your board right into the spot it needs to be, and then you'll land with as much speed as possible. So you only need to hit your tail on the ramp if you're doing it on this sort of steepness or even mellower, but the steeper it gets, the less that tail is going to be used. So that's it for the fakie ollies, and remember, it is one of those tricks that's a lot easier than it looks, so don't be afraid to give it a go. Even if you start right down at the bottom of the ramp, or even if you just do it on a flat bank, it's a great place to start getting a feel for it. But thank you for watching this video. I hope that it helps you learn the fakie ollie. Let us know in the comments below if it did, or let us know if there's a trick you're struggling with, and we'll do our best to help you out with it. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the little bell so that you're always notified every time we post a new video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.